You get lost Studio Ghibli guys in those cutscenes. It's because the main artist on this is the main artist in Studio Ghibli. Let us go merge up some Arbitron X and make him a wind boy. Some wind in his sails and we'll soar on high.
Our enemy, Grant.
Ooh, the Hackaroos are very speedy boys. Sadly, the things I picked up on a lot of were the attack and defense ones. I guess I could do Hackaroo at the end to push him towards speeding. That gives me wind attacks. That's pretty much all I need. And I lose my water, so that might be enough. What does he look like when I do that? He loses all of his swirly designs and he almost just goes for shade of yellow. He gets like 6 eyes though. No. 4 eyes and like a weird eye between his nose. Freaky. What happens if I make him a Hakaru? Or speed. He actually gets 1 additional speed. This is 52 health because of the defense lowering. Look like. He looks a lot cooler. Actually looks like he's going towards a dragon again. Got a whole flame design going on. And he gets a wind attack on the Fang. Horn is the highest damaging one, as far as I remember. Even though speed would be nice, losing that health may be a killer for... Let's see if I have some better. Being 20. Alright, so the first one has the highest stats. I don't really think their current stats matters, just matters about the stat box.
How is this an RPG anyway?
I mean, it does have quests and stuff.
Reveal to us thine heroic form.
The disc is skipping. And it's not a stone across a river. Stop it. Actually, I don't need fire, so I'm going to go with him as well. So what I've left is the Earth boss, where I fight the human form as many times as those Gamus. And then his creature, the last one. Then the other half of the Spider Forest is the Chosen One's domain. I shall double check the merchant. Nothing that unlocks during this time, it's just all set and you gotta grind for the money. But fighting the Earth boss will get a bloody garb, I think. Should be the overcoated version of her armor. I double check this in case my memory is faulty, but I don't think it is. Nope, it's all the same. Would be nice to have that, but 80k is a very long way away. I think it's more focused towards the Endless Corridor. There. There. Yes. Just gonna be buying up healing items. I will do. Nice, you can buy all the magic items here. If you were doing a love art only run, you'd definitely need them. Time for some crumpets! Oh boy.
Preparation is crucial to overcome the intense ordeal.
I got me some bran flakes and shortbread.
Please, let me know if you need anything.
Well, it's not bran flakes, it's all bran. It's the sticks, not the flakes. Stop skipping! Thank you. And the Earth is defeated when I go to the left to fight Tatsuyamu, so we'll go to the right first. I don't think there's a 100% chance for Tatu to drop the Bully Garb. There's a chance for every time you fight all of the different types of Yamus. So I want to make sure I get all the different Yamus in the bag. More chances for the Bully Garb. Save whenever you see one of those crystals. You're a freaky little devil, aren't ya? I still got a fire attack for you. Ah, beautiful. I could capture you and sell you the money if I need it. It's really not liking this area. Nothing over there. This is the lady's hut, I think. Or is it Miniyamu? That's Miniyamu.
Men steal from forest. Forest is our life. Men
hello there.
The forest is teeming with wrath. O beast of knowledge, thou should know thy foolishness.
And he should not summon Legs McGee in these fights. Pretty sure he only summons him in the Tachiyami fight, so I'll attack him first, just in the off chance he actually does. Because I'll need it for his minion. No, good, okay. I can just throw a air attack at him. Even though all of these bosses, even though they have like Earth and Fire and whatever in their name, they don't actually have those affinities, they have everything. Probably drop a Great Walnut, if not the Bloody Garb. Neither.
The forest is brimming with infinite wrath. It is not over yet. I'll not give up the jewel of Earth.
So choose one of these. Red, blue, aqua, marine, green, and pink. Isn't aqua and marine normally blue, if not a whitish silver kind of thing? Because it depends on if you go for fantasy aquamarine, which is always blue, or the actual jewel of aquamarine, which is like a silvery white, like a very faint blue. Blue is my favorite color. If I could choose, it would be sky blue. Depending on your view of aquamarine, it's probably not going to be the color I want. The jewel, so like a silvery white. I'd say blue. Blue it is then. Thanks. You've chosen morning coffee. You've got 5 selections of coffee. I think I have 3. But I have decaf, caffeinated, both being gold, and Verissimo. Hello, sir. You're playing my favorite game of all time. Thank you for bringing back some nostalgia. Fancy that. It's my favorite game of all time as well. Welcome, welcome. I typically play this every time my birthday rolls around. The last 2 times I played Parasite Eve, as I had played that for the first time back in 2020, and I was like, oh, I'll play this some more. So I finally got around to playing Jade Cocoon on my birthday again. This is like my 11th run of the game, I think. I'd say 11th run, but that's like a full run. A lot of the times I've played this game just experimenting with things, or playing the demo to death before I had the full game, and just going through the Beetle Forest over and over again before I actually had it. Parasite Eve is also amazing, and that it is. So much so, went straight onto my top 20 list when I completed it. Parasite Eve 2 didn't go anywhere near that list. Played the heck out of this game, as did I. Coming home from school, If my brother wasn't on the PlayStation, I was straight onto this. I played Spiritual Successor, our prior to for the PSP. You mean third birthday that we will never speak of? I saw a... Actually, I think I saw a Sphere Hunters video on it, and I've heard enough about it that I don't want to play that game with questionable choices for just how they changed the game, and that your character is moaning, but they aren't that woman. And it becomes a very... sweat on forehead situation. But I haven't played it myself. I probably never will. It was amazing, that it is. It's a shame it didn't continue. How dare you get a crit? Feels like all the monsters I face have more crits than I do. Possibilities of merging all the features of a minion and completely changing them is a great mechanic. I love it. I don't think I've found a single game that does it the same way. There are games of merging, like the SMT franchise, but it doesn't... It's a set path. X and Y become a Z, but in this... X and Y can become an XY, or X and Y become a YX. It combines and mixes, it doesn't just delete both and make a completely different one. Also love how you can change their elemental affinities, their stat arrays, the skills and spells they get, their resistances to ailments. So many things.
Man steal life from forest. Forest is our life. Man steal our life.
Wish people would help on the mechanic. Yeah. I know. It was probably easier in this time because there wasn't as many pixels to be affecting. And there's only 150 monsters in this.
Thou should know thy foolishness.
Though really, there's only like 15 different types with just different skins applied. Thank you very much for that 25 quid, Jester. I shall put that towards drinks tonight. There's also Cyrilim, which is special and has a spawny heart. I don't know if I know what Cyrilim is. If I look at it, it might spark my memory. Well, I'm bloody garb. Nope, great one up.
The forest is brimming with infinite wrath. It is not over yet. I'll not give up the jewel of Earth.
I'll have a look-see at Cyrilim, see if it sparks my deep thought. There's Cyrilim Ultimate on Steam. It's got that like pixel art with original SMT games. Yeah, it's that top-down thing. I don't really like those style games. Because it looks like it was made for RPG Maker, which is most things on Steam. I like when they're doing that. Weapon I can take. Speed up with the wrong angle. Oh, can't take it. Alright. Serum is newish. Fair enough. Probably indie dev with the style they went for it. There's also Monster Crown. I'll have to also look at that if I have any memory of it. Looks like it's also a newish game at 2020. It's like another RPG Maker game. I'm hoping the merging I had earlier still keeps my paralysis resistance, because, well, not paralysis, stone resistance. So I specifically merged to have that. I don't know if my merging thereafter has removed it. I think I still have claw to stone. Or flesh to stone, my claw. I think that denotes the resistance since you have the attack. Recommend them both if you don't mind the graphics. I may mind the graphics. I played enough of those pixel art games that kind of meh. But I'll look more in depth into them later. On the off chance they can win me over. Usually you can merge a minion that resists the status is immune to it. Yeah, that's what I did earlier, but I've merged since then, so I don't know if it's removed it or not, because there's nowhere to see on the minion if they still have a resistance, as far as I know. I'm just thinking it's tied to the flesh to stone attack. Also, this run is being a single monster run, so it's all on Arbitron with merging onto him. I've not done one of those in a while. I don't play games that don't exist. As I said before, it's a shame they didn't continue this series. But yes, I did play that one we won't speak of, because it's nothing like Jade Cocoon. It's completely changed the gameplay, so it's not even anything like this, and they also fucked up the story so that it's nothing like this. Yeah, if it was completely separate, I probably wouldn't have so much hatred for it. But they did a total 180 on Levant and Marbu. Aside from that, the new main character I'm not a big fan of. He's just that kind of naughty's teen that was in pretty much any anime at the time. Jaded Cocoons. Yes, of course. What do you say? That's not good for me. No, not fire. I need wind. I sort of no clue why they decided they were going to go for a RNG arena design for the second game. It removes the heart of it when everything is just tiles randomly placed to make a corridor for you. And then the final zone is just a bunch of teleporters, which is the most hated puzzle for me, because they're not difficult to get through, it's just bloody annoying. There's a randomizer of Jade Cocoon? Oh, really? I did see some people using cheats and hacks and whatnot to see the different outcomes of things, like getting the Game Shark minion from Horus in the tutorial, as well as defeating Dream Man and it having no effect, which I feel is fine because there's no possible way you could defeat him. Can't grind or anything at that point. Could be nice if it had an Easter egg, but. Oh, looks like somebody posted a link. Let's suck this boyo up. Whoopsie doopsie. Yeah, I'll see the link. I don't know if I'll ever bother with a randomizer run, but we'll see. I don't know how much of a modding community there is for this game. So even though it's amazing, it is a hidden gem and hardly anyone knows about it. I do spread the word to everyone I know. Got a key, yes. And Solid should be playing it soon. There's even mods for games that don't exist. I mean, people make games, so I guess they can make mods for games that aren't real.
Man steals life from forest. Forest is our life. Man steals our life.
The forest is teeming with wrath.
That was the key to your heart? Alright,
O
Goofy.
beast of knowledge, thou should know thy foolishness.
Dank chat still shows messages, but grayed out. The hell is dank chat? You been holding out the dankness on me? Get on the floor. Ooh, there's a lovely array of coffee you got there, Stewie. Instead of 5, you have 9.
It
He just copies the same speech as before. Didn't give me any item for that. Might just be the blade gob from Tatayamu. The other ones don't give me. It's only one of the satisfying coffee arrangements. Yeah, I saw. I think I was replying to that just as you were sending that out. Sadly, I don't have such a neat drawer as you do. I have a coffee station where one of my jars is, and then in the cupboard is the other jar, and then the Turismo's in the cupboard where all my cooking supplies are, because that's the cooking coffee. Yellow Barbatron X. How dare you hit me? I meant to hit me. I'm the human. One of those capsules is creme brulee and it's like crack. Hold your tongue here, Snipe. Snipe might be coming after you, but I don't think Snipe has much of a opinion for coffees. He's just more of a tea lad. Just say Tetley's the best and he'll be fine, right? Two crits in a row. I think it hurt me earlier when I said I wasn't getting any. That should be growth stage 4 now. Oh yeah, he big boy now. Water boys, it hurt me the most because I have a weakness to it. Yeah, 22 to 26 is growth 4, so he has got bigger if you cannot tell. This is another thing I love in this game. I just love that creatures get larger as they get stronger. How dare. How dare. You. Your mum's a shoe. Bloody 3 blocks in a row. It's the first time Arbitron X has died. I was playing it risky, but I would have survived that hit if it wasn't a crit, because he was only doing like 48 and I had 53. I guess I shall let us leave. Healing, please. Get anything I would want to fuse, did I? Oh wow, he is a very speedy boy. It's strange he loses 3 defense here, but keeps the same amount of health. Maybe the pin where it denotes the health. See what he looked like. Freak of nature, that's what he looks like. Kinda got a whole black mage thing going on. But loses the wind attack even though he's still wind based. Double check, I'm pretty sure that does revive. Yeah. Off I go killing again. Can't remember if I get that saying from anything. Oh boy, here I go killing again. I don't think I made it up. Also, Stu, when anyone says get wrecked, it just reminds me of Ryuji saying it. If it was like a Rick and Morty thing, it wouldn't be because I don't watch that. I've seen 2 episodes in total, I think, of Rick and Morty. Oh boy, more goats, my favorite. At least there's no water, but the fire's still gonna hurt me on my air type. 127 damage. Noobwee! What wonderful names. That liqueur is excellent. Is this Tadayamu's area? I think that is. I can't remember if this one or it's the one just up and then left. Check the other area first. No, thank you. Oh, I suppose. I can't remember a time where a second retreat ever failed. Only 1 health. What a jip. Ah, this is edible what it was. Alright, time to go fight the Earth Boss a final time and actually fight his minion. So, the next fight I go into, I won't use my spell, so I'll have enough MP for 2 attacks. And kill Mr. Lakes. You'll soon find out why I call him Mr. Lakes. Sure, Black would know why. No, is he not spawn in this area? Does he just spawn at the barrier? Just want me to spawn there. Alrighty. Up north I go. I don't want what you're selling. Let's just get all part of that sound. But yeah, much higher health than last time. What's the average playtime for this game? 12 hours. If you're new to the game, maybe 15 to 20 hours. It's not going well for me. Guess I will have to kill him if I'm not gonna have a chance to heal and run. Speed run's under an hour. I think it's still on an hour, close to being under. I think the last one I saw was like an hour and 5 minutes or something. I cannot remember any of the tech they use for it. 50 minutes, 26 seconds. Ah, just under an hour then. Black is correct. I need to use a Great Walnut on myself. Chest or an enemy? Chest. Just some healing and higher health for myself. Freaking love Great Walnuts. Are tasty. This is where my last save was. So let's see the time difference between my last run and this one. That's 9:22, and this is the same area. It's 4 in the end. A difference of 2.5 hours. I had a lot more money in that one. A lot less health. I think that's because I was going for a 3-man team, so I was doing a few more fights and capturing for healing. You can farm some money by fighting Kikanak, yeah. I did his whole dialogue and I think I got 5 out of it, as well as the healing item he gives. It's ridiculous. It is an annoying thing to do though, because you got to keep going to your inventory to use the ocarina to summon him. How dare? You tried a no minion run years ago and dang was something. My friend was talking about doing one of those. And I told him it's going to be very difficult. Though, playing through this again, he's definitely going to want to go not for the speed route, because he's want to have that defensive attack. But the Kikinok grind is probably going to be something he's going to want to do, just to get his health up. But it will take a while. If the average is 2 health per nut, he's going to have to get 50 battles, if not more, because he's not dropping a Great Walnut every time, to just get 100 extra health. Yeah, the spell items would definitely come in use. You can buy them at some point later on as well, but before that happens, you're going to just have to grind for them. But the only thing you're going to get from the grinding is said items, because Lavan gets nothing for killing monsters. Though I suppose, just no summoning, you can still capture them to sell for money. You can just buy more mugwort. That's just changing the field element. Yeah, I would never do a minion run. That's so much time, and it's mostly just going to be a grinding run at several points. You can get through the Beetle Forest no issue, because you can avoid most fights. You don't have to fight Chorus or anything at the end. And that puts you into the Spider Forest. You can avoid most things, but you still have to fight Kikimak at the end. You're going to be wanting items to fight him with. If you could inflict him with poison, that'd be great. Be lowering his damage output and making him take damage every turn. It's possible to have minion have all elements. Yes. Each element has a weight on it. It's denoted by how big their triangle is. I can show you here. Yeah. It's in quarters, I'm pretty sure. So you can have, well, it goes up to 48, and it goes up by 12 each time. So 12, 24, 36, and 48. I think, yeah, it is quarters. And you can have 12 and everything, but you can't have more than 12 and everything. Unless you are using multi-element things, but I don't think it still works. I think you're still relegated to a max of 12 if you're going for everything. I've never really gone for a multi-element monster, because if you have multi-elements, you have multi-weaknesses. I'm not I think it would even out if you have a quarter and everything, but the more of one element you do, or the more of one element that you have, the more damage that element does with your elemental-based attacks. So if you have 48 in wind, your wind attack is doing 4 times damage it would if you only had, well, not 4 times, but 48 extra points of damage if you had 0. Yeah, you can heavily lean towards 1. That's why I have a little bit of fire and air. Yeah, multi-element isn't really that good unless you have spells backing up the elements. Because as you can see here, you can get into triple battles where you can have 3 different elements fighting you. And all of them are going to be hitting your weakness, and unless you have the Is spell of an element that they can all be damaged by, they're all going to get hits in on you. It's not a fun time. You can have up to 3 minions though. I'm just doing a single minion run. So you can have a fire minion, an earth minion, and an air minion. Usually use 2 pure elemental minions and 1 with 2 elements, so you have all elements in your team. I normally have 2 physical strikers of 2 different elements, and then 1 caster of whatever element I'm not currently having. Just because there are enemies that are more defensively based than magic defense based. Are you going to be annoying again? Pretty weird though when it comes to minions, I'm the looks over strength kind of player. I can see plenty of people doing that. There's the whole MMO crowd that go over their aesthetics than stats sometimes. Or they can get glamours to just apply to their good gear. Light is there? No. Actually, I think this area has 2 forms. This second, well, has 3 forms. The third form is when it changes these guys into trees, I think. How dare! I hate when they block the skill attacks. It's so much FP. It might just be a gauntlet fight.
Man
Been a
is
while.
a selfish beast. He will ruin everything to survive.
I guess I had more luck with Great Walnuts this run, but less luck with my gear because I don't have the yellow armor.
What are you fighting for? I suffer every time I perform a purification for you, both my body and my soul. For the sake of the village? For the forest? How stupid. What are you fighting for? A forgettable boy who can only play the flute. Do you really love me? Am I more important than the village? Or the forest? I hate grown-up women. I don't want to be like your mother. And I hate boys, too. I hate them. I hate them all. Don't you dare grow up and leave me.
That was not trickery. It was the real darkness in her heart. Can thou really understand a heart like hers? Thou art nothing but a boy, and I have a firm grip on the darkness in her heart.
Darkness. Already gonna want to heal. Wasn't expecting to go straight to the fight here. Heal him and then summon up. Oh boy, 2 turns. Hello, Mr. Legs. Love the crit there. Changing the field? No. So close to dead and two. But you'll be dead and free. But it was a very nice crit indeed. Goodbye, Mr. Legs. We didn't see you for very long. That crit really pushed him in. Oof. Two turns, baby. Put him in the ground, baby. Ah, thank you. Ah, didn't get the bloody garb drop. Sage. Heal him up because I'm going to go straight to the fight with Chosen One, I'm pretty sure. Or no, we're going back and they're going run through it again.
Thank you.
No, I think it is a goal.
I finally understand how you feel. I was afraid of love. I thought love was something that chained us, like our inevitable fate.
I'm all out of love.
I was afraid of being chained, but now I realize that love is a good thing. I didn't know that. I can believe you, right? I'm no longer alone, am I? That darkness is also a part of me. Do you still love me?
I don't know, I'm mute. So I just had very terrible luck for equipment drops this run. It was all gone into my Great Walnuts. The crystals! What every game was about in the noughties and 90s. Yep, it is a gauntlet. Alrighty. What I get for not playing for 3 years. Lovely hat you got there, and a lovely mask.
Impressive. You've overcome much misery thus far. The moment of purification for the accursed souls of man and minion is at hand. If you do not heal my sadness before the moth emerges from the divine cocoon, darkness shall rule the land of peril until the next transmigration. Chosen one of light, the time has come. Now we determine the future.
You said you could go first. I think he always goes first. If you lose and come back, you get the first turn. He's changed it to Earth, so he's going to be weaker to air, but my Earth is also going to do the same amount because it's doubled from the element. But I don't have Earth, so wind it is. Let's hope for that lucky crit again, right? Shame. Still, only a quarter. What normal attack do? Pitiful damage. Making air, so my air is still gonna do the same amount of damage because it's doubled in the air. Arena. Should give me 7 MP now? Or 8, okay. So this should still do a quarter if I'm right. Yeah? Is it enough? The fire is gonna hurt because I'm air-based. Let's switch and hope I get some fast turns. Oof. Okay, I might not be able to heal my minion. Oh, I will. Lovely. Excellently gorgeous enough because I'm not a big MP sponge. Water will be painful if he uses the spell, but I can use the wind attack and that should just do normal damage, weaker damage. Let's see how much you're gonna pay me with. Or fucking just heal yourself, I guess. Just chest beam. Back to Earth, so here it is. I hate how the attack is called wind, but it's air element, and everything else is fire element, fire attack. Earth element, earth attack. Water element, water attack, but this is just wind and air. Why? He just has magical force attacks. Much weaker than the minion. Why did Levant ever learn these force attacks? One more attack and we're done. Sadly, the final boss music isn't really anything to write home about. Final cutscenes.
I knew you would come. My, how you have grown. No doubt you feel hatred towards me, your father. But this was the only way to solve the mystery of true purification. I never, even for a moment, forgot about you and your mother. Good and evil. Throughout history, we have continued to deny the existence of darkness.
What about dankness?
But where there is light, there is always darkness. Balance is a part of nature. Only by our hands can the two parts be made whole again. Such is the task imparted upon us by Elram. Do you still remember that melody I taught you? Now is the time. We must play it together, my son. The symphony of light and darkness. The requiem of souls.
And then they kissed.
the four divine barriers are dispelled, the power of light and darkness shall usher in the time of gathering. Kumari and Kaya, the guardian deities of light and darkness, shall be released by the twin dragons of Kemu. The chosen ones of light and darkness shall meet, and only then will the accursed ones be granted repose. And man shall obtain yet another fruit of knowledge, but it shall bear the seeds of responsibility.
Lovely game as always. So, the single minion game play is quite easy. I only died once, as I said, and that was mainly due to crappy 3 blocks in a row and me just expecting it not to continue. Aside from that, just making sure you have the correct element for the correct boss when you're in. The final boss is just a mesh of all elements, since he can change the area, and when he changes that, he changes himself, so it doesn't matter what you are at the end. It just matters if you're wind for the earth boss, just to go from him to chosen one. Like I say, it was only 1 to 2 hours. Couldn't finish it off last time because I had stuff to do, and I've got places to be today, so I think it didn't take too long. Though I completed this 2 hours quicker than my last run, so I don't know what I did in my last run that was different. I think I talked to some of the minstrels in that run. As I say, no real point talking to all of the minstrels every time I do this, because a lot of the time they just repeat what the bosses tell you, or what the introduction and the elder tells you, Garai. There is post-game with the Endless Corridor, but I don't care much for the Endless Corridor. There's no real point doing it. It's only really the random stages, even though they are set for like the elements going forward, and it's getting higher and higher level until you stop around 30 or 40, because they stop getting harder. And it actually is an endless corridor. When you go to 999 and go to the next one, it doesn't keep counting. I'm curious how they actually did that back in the 90s. Have you winned the game? Yes, I've winned the game, Stewie. You can see my final time here. 9:52. Last one was 12:28, so about 2 hours and 2.5 hours quicker than last time. That's when I had a set of 3 minions. I may have just done more fights as well, because I had 3 elements to play with, so I don't have to run as much. Was had a lower capture level, but I still had 5 walnuts thereafter, so I probably could have got to 145. Which just shows the random drop rate. As I say, my drop rate for this was terrible with equipment. It was all placed onto my walnuts. And a lovely end screen. They lived happily ever after. Levant didn't become evil. Evil. Evil indeed. Alright, well, that's where I'm going to leave this off. I don't really have much time to be starting up anything else. If anything, it would be going into Yakuza, but got to prepare for going out and talking to people for birthday stuff. So I shall thank everybody for watching. Next time we're streaming is most likely going to be a Tuesday, where we do probably some Yakuza in the morning, and then Resident Evil 6 co-op with Risen. Then next Thursday, going back to all your as normal. So, if I don't see you any of those days, I shall see you all next time.